Hey everyone, Admiral Seabass here, back with my fifth video in my series on optional rules and expansions that I'm going to be using in this game. So let's swing around here to the board, and now we're going to be talking about tech rules. And here's the details here, and I'm going to make 4 changes for my game to the tech rules. First, I love the free tech roll at the start of the game. General Hand Grenade was very right to introduce that and to get more of these amazing technologies and these pieces that we all buy into the game. The base rule is that you can't even research them until like 1938 if you're Germany and 1939 if you're everyone else. And then it takes you at least 4 turns, but more likely it's going to take you 6, 7, 8, 9 turns to get some of these technologies. And at that point, you're looking at these technologies not coming in until 1943, 1944. So I agree with that rule wholeheartedly. However, I'm going to make a change, actually 2 changes to it. A lot of times what happens here is that, you've got 12 technologies with this free tech roll, and not every country can use all of these. Some countries like France, have no chance at using any of them. But some countries can get strategic rockets, like Japan. They're never going to use that. They don't go far enough. So I want to introduce a change to this free tech roll that I think will get towards solving that issue. And here's what I'm proposing to do. I want to group, you have 13 technologies. I want to group them into 2 groups of 8. I want to say you have one group of 8 here, the first 8. And if you look at these are largely units, like advanced artillery, advanced mechanized jets, etc. A few exceptions to that, like long-range aircraft and advanced subs. And then there's the last group of 8. So starting with number 6 and all the way down, these are more like capabilities or things to improve your economy or your shipyards. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that each country has to declare which of these sets of 8, the first 8 or the last 8, do you want to roll for. And then you're going to roll a D8. And you're going to get whichever one comes up on the D8. So that lets you hone in a little bit more on which kind of technology you want. Okay? Then, the second thing I'm going to do is, even if you roll and you don't like what you want, like let's say the Italians really want wartime economy, so they say, I'm going to roll on the second 8. And let's say they roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would be radar on a D8. And Italy's like, man, I'm never going to use radar. So what I'm going to allow you to do is trade that in. You're not going to get radar, so Italy would not put their roundel there, and get that free technology. Instead, they could trade it in for one stage on any technology they want. In this case, it would be wartime economy. So they don't get a free tech that they're never going to use, but they do get something of a down payment on the one that they do want. So that's what I'm going to do in my game for the free tech roll. Second thing I'm going to do is pretty standard with what General Hand Grenade and Rank Carcass do as well, which is they allow you to research one technology per turn until July 39, and then you can research as many as you want. So I'm going to do that as well. Third thing I'm going to do is also new. Rank Carcass and I were talking about this on my channel the other day in the comments. Some of these you pay, like take heavy bombers or take jet aircraft. You're paying $2 a turn to research these, and you've got a 25% chance or a 30% chance of advancing these in any particular turn. So you're paying at least $8 if you make the roll every turn, but more likely you're paying $16, $18, $20 to get this. And guess what? For your investment of $15 to $20 on average to get these amazing technologies, you get to pay. Let's look at the U.S. chart. So let's say the U.S. gets heavy bombers. They get to pay $15 for those, 3 more than they could pay for strategic bombers. So we were talking, we're like, man, you pay all that money and then you got to find 3 more IPPs a turn just to pay for the unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say all 4 of these, heavy tanks, jets, heavy bombers, and advanced subs, only cost you +1 versus the normal standard unit. I think that'll get more of these into the game too. And then last but not least, I think this one will be pretty popular. The U.S. has a optional victory condition that, let's see, where is it? Oh, I thought it was on here. I thought it was on here. Yeah, here it is. Technological superiority. Score one victory jump if the U.S. has heavy bombers, jets, strategic rockets, and long-range aircraft. Now, I know what historical board gaming was going for here. They were going for historical accuracy because the U.S. had all or nearly all of these technologies by the end of the war. But in the game, something like strategic rockets makes no sense for the U.S. They have a range of like 2, and the U.S. is like never going to be able to build these within 2 of anyone. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of saying they get a victory condition for those 4, I'm going to say they get a victory condition for any 4 technologies that they want. And that ought to make it a little bit easier on the U.S. player in terms of those technologies and feel like a little bit more of a sound investment based on their strategic needs for the game. So that's what I'm going to do for technology in this game. I can't wait to see how it turns out, and love to see your comments. Admiral Seabass signing off.